All righty, well, here is a story that is still heating up the discourse between the Tea Party and the GOP establishment. The RNC and the Republican Senate Campaign Committee, once reluctant, now backing Senate candidate Christine O'Donnell from Delaware. But there's one person that she's still working on, and that's Karl Rove.
And I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that when all this settles, he will reach for the greater good and do what is best for the greater good and help us win.
All right, Karl Rove was the senior advisor and deputy chief of staff to President George W. Bush, and he is a Fox News contributor. Karl, welcome. You heard
Martha,
from
I don't like being called the establishment. I supported Marco Rubio and Todd Tiahrt and a lot of Sarah Palin and I Tuesday night had backed Kelly Ayotte in New Hampshire. So before you start calling me that establishment guy, be careful.
You know what? Karl? That's one of the points that I wanted to bring up, including Buck and Rubio, as you mentioned. Sharon Angle, I think you've also supported. So let me jump forward to.
I'm helping raise $50 million, $3 million of which we've already spent on behalf of Sharon Angle in Nevada. So be careful when you call me an establishment Republican.
I didn't call you that. That's the way this battle line has been drawn. That it's Tea Party versus establishment. So you raised a question that I want to ask you. Are we at a stage in all of this where if you're not particularly in favor of one candidate and you have some reasons to back that up, that suddenly you don't like the whole Tea Party?
Yeah, no, look, I'm a huge Tea Party fan. I've enjoyed meeting with people as I go around the country. I've got a great many friends who I've made friends during the book tour who are leaders in the Tea Party movement. In fact, I met Christine O'Donnell when I was in Delaware last December to do the Sussex County Christmas Day, GOP Christmas Day party. And then one of the most interesting parts of it was I got to meet with about 12 Tea Party leaders from southern Delaware, had a wonderful conversation. So no, this has given us energy, it's given us enthusiasm, and in many instances it's given us highly qualified candidates who are going to be able to take the fight to the Democrats this fall.
All right, so will you do what she asked last night on Greta? Will you help her win?
Well, look, here's my advice. She needs to do two things. She needs to, in the 7 weeks remaining, make a passionate, articulate, credible, aggressive case about why Obama is bad on spending deficits, debt, and health care. And then she needs to also be able to answer these questions about her personal background, explain how she got behind on her taxes and her mortgage, why she didn't take care of that college bill, and do so in a way that's frank and honest. Look, everybody in their life sometimes has difficulties, and honesty and candor is going to be the best remedy here. She can't get away with simply saying, my answer's on my website, or it's puzzling to me why the IRS would file a lien for me when I didn't pay my taxes in 2005. I mean, she got to be more honest than that.
Right.
If she does, she's got a shot to win, but it's got to be passionate and factual and hard-hitting.
I don't have to tell you that a lot of folks have been screaming and yelling, saying, that your comments and not backing her could cost the majority in the Senate. That what they want is to make sure that they get that majority in the Senate, and they're afraid that you're shooting within the tent.
Martha, my job as a Fox analyst is to give the best insights. She's 11 points behind in the Rasmussen poll, behind the Democrat nominee Coons. So my job as a Fox analyst is to call it as I see them. My job is not to be a cheerleader for every Republican. It's to call as I see them. Now, I've got a different role outside my Fox role, and that's where I'm helping raise $50 million to elect Republicans to the Senate. But when I come on Fox, you and your viewers expect me to shoot straight with you.
Absolutely.
And not simply to... And that's what I was doing that night. And with all due respect, she's 11 points behind. That's not out of the game, but she's got to make up ground and make up ground quick in the days remaining.
All right. So if she does that to your satisfaction, what kind of support would it just be a verbal endorsement? What kind of support?
Look, I endorsed her the other night. I said I'm for the Republican in each and every case. I mean, I was one of the first to do it. And look, I'm also helping her. I've gotten so many people have written me an email saying I'm irritated with you saying what you said the other night. I'm giving her a campaign contribution. I'm sending her a lot of internet contributions. Martha, one other thing. Fox had one thing wrong on election night. We mistakenly said that the Republican Senatorial Committee said they weren't going to send her any money. I called Rob Jesmer, the executive director of the committee, the morning after and said, why the heck did you say that? And he said, we never said it. In fact, we're cutting a check to the maximum we're allowed to give her in cash this morning.
$40,000, right?
$42,000. And we're raising money from the PACs and campaign funds of Republican senators, including Cornyn and McConnell, to send her additional cash immediately. So we got it wrong on that night, and it created a lot of dissatisfaction out there in the hinterlands unnecessarily because we got our facts wrong.